Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English Speaking Corner. It is so good to have you here in our quiet study space today. I am Emma, and I am joined as always by Mark. How are you today, Mark?
I am doing well, Emma, but to be honest, I am a little bit tired. My morning did not go exactly as I planned. It wasn't one of those perfect mornings you see in YouTube videos with soft sunlight and a slow breakfast. It was a bit of a mess.
I am actually so glad you said that, Mark. That is exactly what we are talking about in today's episode. We see so many videos online of people waking up at 5 in the morning, drinking green juice, and doing yoga for an hour. It looks beautiful, but for most of us, life is much more chaotic. We oversleep, we lose our keys, and we feel stressed. Before we dive into the real English for those messy days, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon. By joining our corner, you are choosing a calm way to build your confidence every single week. We promise to keep things slow, clear, and real, so you can actually use what you learn.
That is a great point, Emma. If you only learn the English for a perfect day, you will not know what to say when things go wrong. And in life, things go wrong quite often. Today, we want to give you the vocabulary to describe your real life. We want you to feel confident even when your day is a disaster. Let us start at the very beginning of the day, the moment you wake up, or in my case today, the moment I did not wake up.
Exactly. The first word we need to learn is to oversleep. To oversleep means to sleep longer than you intended to. Mark, tell us what happened.
Well, I set my alarm for 6:30, but I was so tired that I did not even hear it. I slept right through it. When I finally opened my eyes, it was 7:15. I had overslept by 45 minutes. This is a very common problem for many people between 25 and 40 years old because we are all working so hard.
It really is. Let's practice that sentence together. Listen to me first. I overslept this morning. Now I will say it slowly, and I want you to repeat it out loud. It is important to speak the words, not just think them. I overslept this morning. I will wait for you to say it now. I overslept this morning. Good. Now let's try a slightly longer version. I overslept because my alarm did not go off. Try that one. I overslept because my alarm did not go off. Very nice. Mark, when you realized you were late, how did you feel?
I felt frantic. That is a great word for our listeners, frantic. It means to be so worried or hurried that you are almost out of control. I was rushing around the house. I was looking for my shoes, I was trying to find my bag, and I was trying to make a coffee at the same time. I was rushing.
To rush. This is a very important verb. When we are in a hurry, we rush. Let's practice that pattern. I am rushing because I am late. Try saying that out loud. I am rushing because I am late. Now try this one. I am in a rush. I am in a rush. Great work. Mark, did you have time for a nice, nutritious breakfast like the woman in the video we saw recently?
No, Emma, not at all. There were no pancakes and there was no fresh fruit. I had to grab something on the go. To grab something on the go means to take a quick snack or a drink because you don't have time to sit down at a table. I grabbed a granola bar and a travel mug of coffee and I ran out the door.
On the go. That is a wonderful phrase for daily life. Many of our listeners are busy professionals or parents, so they are always on the go. Let's practice that. I usually eat breakfast on the go. Now you try. I usually eat breakfast on the go. Another way to say this is that you are grabbing a bite. To grab a bite. I'm going to grab a bite to eat. Your turn. I'm going to grab a bite to eat. You are doing very well. Remember to keep your breath calm, even though we are talking about stressful things. This is your quiet space to practice.
It is funny, Emma, because when I was rushing around, I felt like I was failing. I felt like I should be more organized. But then I realized that most people I know feel the same way. We all have days where we are running behind. To run behind is another way to say you are late for your schedule.
That is so true, Mark. We often compare our real lives to someone else's highlight reel. Let's look at the phrase to run behind. If I have a meeting at 9 and it is 8:45 and I am still at home, I am running behind. Mark, let's give our listeners a chance to shadow this. I'm running a bit behind today. Listen and repeat. I'm running a bit behind today. Again, I'm running a bit behind today. Perfect. Now let's move to the middle of the day, the workday. This is where the pressure usually increases for people in our age group. Yes, once I finally got to my desk, I looked at my email and I felt overwhelmed. Overwhelmed is when you feel like you have too much to do and not enough time or energy to do it. It is like a big wave of water hitting you. I had 20 new messages and 3 missed calls. I think we all know that feeling of being overwhelmed. When you have too much work, you can say, I have a lot on my plate. This is a very natural idiom. Imagine a dinner plate that is so full of food that things are falling off the edges. That is your life. You have a lot on your plate. Let us practice that. I have a lot on my plate right now. Repeat after me. I have a lot on my plate right now. Good. Let's try one more. My schedule is very hectic. Hectic is a synonym for very busy and a bit crazy. My schedule is very hectic. Your turn. My schedule is very hectic. I used that exact word today, Emma. I told my colleague that things were a bit hectic. It is a polite way to explain why you might be slow to respond. It sounds professional, but also very honest. Another thing that happened today was that I was constantly interrupted. I was trying to focus on a report, but my phone kept ringing and people kept walking over to my desk. That is the reality of the office, isn't it? Whether you work from home with children around or in a big office building, interruptions are part of the day. We can use the phrase to be pulled in different directions. This means many different people or tasks want your attention at the same time. I feel like I am being pulled in 1,000 directions. Let us try a simpler version for shadowing. I am being pulled in too many directions. Now you try. I am being pulled in too many directions. Excellent. And when that happens, we often feel like we are losing our focus. We might make small mistakes because we are tired. This is when many English learners stop speaking English. They think that because they are stressed or tired, they cannot practice. But that is actually the best time to use simple, clear phrases. I agree. You do not need to use complex grammar when you are stressed. Simple is better. If you are in a meeting and you don't understand, you can just say, "Could you repeat that, please?" Or, "I'm not quite following you." Mark, let us practice those two. They are so useful for the workplace. Listen and repeat. "Could you repeat that, please?" Again, "Could you repeat that, please?" Now the second one. "I'm not quite following you." Try it. "I'm not quite following you." You are doing a great job. Speaking slowly and clearly is the key to being understood, especially when the situation is hectic. As the afternoon went on, I started to feel the afternoon slump. The afternoon slump is that time around 3 or 4 o'clock when your energy drops. You just want to take a nap or have another coffee. I was struggling to stay awake in a long meeting. The afternoon slump. That is a very common expression. We can say, "I am hitting a wall." This means you have run out of energy and you cannot go any further. I am hitting a wall. Let us practice. I always hit a wall around 3 p.m. Listen and repeat. I always hit a wall around 3 p.m. One more time. I always hit a wall around 3 p.m. Very good. And when you hit that wall mark, what do you do to keep going? I usually try to take a short break. I tell myself it's okay to step away for 5 minutes. I might go for a quick walk or just stretch. I use the phrase, "I need to clear my head." To clear your head means to stop thinking about work for a moment so you can feel fresh again. I need to clear my head. That is a very healthy thing to say. Let us practice it together. I am going for a walk to clear my head. Your turn. I am going for a walk to clear my head. Great. Now, let us imagine the end of the day. You are finally heading home, but the day is not over because you still have chores, or grocery shopping, or dinner to cook. This is what we call the second shift. The second shift. That is a very real thing for parents especially. You finish your job at the office, and then you start your job at home. Today, I had to stop at the grocery store on the way home. It was very crowded, and I couldn't find what I needed. I felt like I was running on empty. To run on empty means to keep going even though you have no energy left, like a car that is almost out of gas. I am running on empty. That is a very powerful way to describe exhaustion. Let us shadow that phrase. I feel like I am running on empty. Repeat after me. I feel like I am running on empty. And another one. It has been a long day. This is something we say almost every day in English. It has been a long day. Your turn. It has been a long day. You can hear the emotion in that sentence. It is not just about the hours. It is about how you feel. Exactly, Emma. And this brings us to a very important point for our listeners. When you have a day like this, where everything feels messy and difficult, it is easy to think that you failed at your English practice. You might think, I didn't listen to my podcast, or I didn't study my flashcards. But we want to tell you that you didn't fail. Not at all. In fact, if you can say even 1 or 2 sentences in English about how you feel during a busy day, that is a huge success. Using English in your real life is much more important than finishing a chapter in a textbook. If you can say, I am rushing, or I am overwhelmed while you are actually feeling those things, your brain will remember those words forever. That is the mindset shift we want to encourage. English is a tool for your real life. It is not just for a quiet classroom. It is for the grocery store, the office, and the morning rush. So if you are listening to this right now and you had a difficult day, take a deep breath. You are here now. You are practicing. You are doing a great job. Now we are going to move into our deep shadowing section. This is the part of the episode where we tell a short story using all the words we learned today. I will say one sentence very slowly, then I will leave a long pause for you to repeat it out loud. We will do the whole story this way. This is your chance to practice your pronunciation and your flow in a safe, calm space. Are you ready, Mark? I am ready. Let us help our listeners find their voice. I will start. My morning started badly because I overslept. Now you say it. My morning started badly because I overslept. My alarm did not go off and I woke up late. Your turn. My alarm did not go off and I woke up late. I felt frantic as I rushed around the house. Repeat that. I felt frantic as I rushed around the house. I did not have time for a real breakfast. Your turn. I did not have time for a real breakfast. I had to grab a granola bar on the go. Listen and repeat. I had to grab a granola bar on the go. I was running behind schedule all morning. Now you. I was running behind schedule all morning. When I got to work, I felt overwhelmed. Your turn. When I got to work, I felt overwhelmed. I had so much on my plate. Repeat that. I had so much on my plate. People were pulling me in different directions. Your turn. People were pulling me in different directions. By the afternoon, I was hitting a wall. Listen and repeat. By the afternoon, I was hitting a wall. I took a short walk to clear my head. Your turn. I took a short walk to clear my head. On my way home, I felt like I was running on empty. Now you. On my way home, I felt like I was running on empty. It has been a long and hectic day. Repeat that. It has been a long and hectic day. But I am proud of myself for practicing my English. Your turn. But I am proud of myself for practicing my English. I am becoming more confident one day at a time. Last one. I am becoming more confident one day at a time. That was excellent. If you followed along with those sentences, you just practiced some very high-level, natural English. You should feel very proud of yourself. It does not matter if you made mistakes with the sounds. What matters is that you opened your mouth and let the language out. That is the most important step. Many people wait until they are perfect before they speak, but you have to speak to become perfect, or at least to become comfortable. Mark, what is one small thing our listeners can do today to keep this progress going? My challenge for you today is very simple. I want you to look at your day, even if it is almost over. Find one thing that was not perfect. Maybe you forgot to buy milk, or you are 5 minutes late for a meeting. I want you to say one sentence out loud about it in English. You can say, I was running behind, or I forgot the milk because I was overwhelmed. Just one sentence. Use the English to describe your real reality. That is a wonderful challenge. It connects the language to your actual life, and that is where the magic happens. Before we go, please remember to like this video if you found it helpful. It helps other learners find our quiet corner. We want to reach as many people as possible who feel like they are too busy or too stressed to learn English. And don't forget to leave a comment. Tell us one word you learned today that describes your day. Was it hectic? Were you on the go? We love reading your stories, and we respond to as many as we can. It makes this feel like a real community. It really does. Thank you for spending this time with us. Thank you for choosing to work on yourself, even when life is messy. You are doing much better than you think you are. Take this feeling of confidence with you into the rest of your day or into your sleep. We will be here for you next time in the English Speaking Corner. Have a wonderful, imperfect, and very real day, everyone. We look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Keep speaking, keep breathing, and keep going. Goodbye for now. Goodbye. We hope you enjoyed that practice session. Let us talk a little bit more about why these words are so important. When we use words like hectic or overwhelmed, we are expressing our feelings. In many cultures, we are taught to say, I am fine, when someone asks how we are. But in English, especially among friends and colleagues, being a little bit more specific can help you build better relationships. If you tell a colleague, I am having a hectic morning, they will understand why you are walking fast or why you look focused. It creates a connection.
That is very true, Emma. It also helps to reduce your own stress. When you label a feeling, it often feels smaller. If you just feel a general sense of panic, it is hard to manage. But if you say, okay, I am feeling frantic because I'm running behind, you have identified the problem. You can then say to yourself, I need to clear my head. This is how language becomes a tool for your mental health as well as your career.
I love that. Language for mental health. That's a great way to think about it. For our listeners who are in that 25 to 35 age range, this is often the most stressful time of life. You might be starting a family or trying to get a promotion or moving to a new city. Everything feels very high stakes. Using English in a calm, slow way can be a form of meditation. When you shadow with us, you are focusing only on the sounds and the rhythm of the words. You are letting the rest of the world fade away for a few minutes.
It really is like a quiet study space. I know that when I'm learning a new language, I often feel a lot of pressure to be fast. I want to speak at the same speed as a native speaker, but that is actually not the goal. The goal is to be clear. If you speak slowly and clearly, people will listen to you. They will appreciate that you are taking the time to communicate well.
Exactly. Speed comes later. Confidence comes first. And confidence comes from knowing that you have the right words for the situation. That is why we focused on the messy routine today. Because if you can handle a messy day in English, you can handle anything.
Let us do a quick review of the main points before we finish. First, we learned oversleep and sleep through an alarm. These are for the morning mistakes. Then we learned rushing and frantic for the feeling of being late. We talked about grabbing a bite on the go for those quick meals. Then we moved to the office with phrases like having a lot on your plate and being pulled in different directions.
And don't forget the afternoon slump and hitting a wall. Those are so useful for when your energy is low. And finally, the feeling of running on empty after a long day. These phrases are like a toolbox. You don't have to use them all at once. Just pick one that feels right for you today.
I think I'll use running on empty tonight, Emma. I'm looking forward to a quiet evening. I think I'll go home and clear my head by reading a book.
That sounds like a perfect plan, Mark. And for everyone listening, we hope you have a plan to take care of yourself too. You have worked hard today. You have listened to almost 4,000 words of English. You have spoken out loud. You have practiced your shadowing. You have done more than enough.
You really have. It's the small, consistent steps that lead to big changes. You don't need to study for 5 hours once a month. 10 minutes of focused, calm practice like this every day is much better. It builds a habit. It makes English a natural part of your life.
And that is why we are here. We want to be part of your daily habit. Whether you listen to us while you are on the go or while you are trying to clear your head after work, we are happy to be in your headphones.
Thank you again for joining us. Remember, life is not a perfect YouTube video, and your English does not have to be perfect either. It just has to be yours.
Well said, Mark. We will see you all very soon. Keep practicing, keep listening, and most importantly, keep being kind to yourself.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Until next time.
Wait, Mark, before we truly finish, let us give them one more bonus phrase. Something for when the day is finally over and they are ready to relax.
Oh, that is a great idea. How about to wind down?
Perfect. To wind down. This is what a clock does when it loses energy, or what we do when we get ready for bed. It means to slowly relax after a period of activity. I am winding down for the night.
Let us have them shadow that one last time. It's a peaceful phrase to end on. I am winding down for the night. Your turn. I am winding down for the night. Again, I am winding down for the night.
Beautiful. Now you can truly go and wind down. You have earned it. We are so proud of the progress you are making. Every episode you listen to and every sentence you repeat is a brick in the wall of your confidence. Soon that wall will be strong and high. We believe in you.
See you in the next one.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.